Hey everybody, it's Farrah with the Waldren Team. And with my brother and I being raised on Marco Island and our mom moving here when she was 24 years old, we like to think that we have a pretty unique perspective on all things Marco Island. And we figured that we would share our natives guide to Marco Island, which we created to provide you with some helpful hints and tricks to make sure that your experience on the island is flawless. We're going to start out with a brief history of the island. Our history dates back to about 4000 BC, where indigenous people were making artifacts and shelling, creating beautiful shell mounds. Artifacts like the key Marco cat, which is definitely our most famous one. It's actually on display at the Marco Island Museum at the moment, along with a lot of other beautiful artifacts from this time. It's definitely worth a visit. Beautiful gift shop as well. Then we move into the pioneer era where Bill Collier was developing a little bit, the old Marco Inn and the Bill Collier House, before we finally move into our modern era today, which started around the 60s with the Mackle brothers purchasing $7 million worth of land on the island, which was pretty much the entire island. And they developed lots of houses and flew people down here to look at this beautiful paradise that they were developing. They took them out on the boat and really sold this beautiful island life that we all know and love today. These are some of our favorite things to do on the island. There's a ton of activities and different options at each one of these, lots of outdoor activities because we love some sunshine down here. And this is actually available on our website as well. If you tab over to the local info tab on our website, you'll see the native guide there, and it'll take you into a new screen where you can actually click through this presentation at your own pace. And each of these things to do is linked to their website so that you can find out more information and purchase tickets for whatever you may find interesting. Another question we get asked a lot is about beach access, where you could walk on, where you can park, and different things like that. And so we've kind of mapped out here the different areas that you can park or walk on to the beach. And we also get asked a lot if dogs and pets are allowed on the beach, which unfortunately on Marco Island, they are not allowed. While we're on the topic of the beach, we have to bring up our wildlife. We've got sea turtles, gopher tortoises, various birds, dolphins, fish, burrowing owls, and all of these beautiful creatures that we ask you to look at but not touch. Another big point that is on here that I do want to mention is filling your holes up with sand after you've dug them on the beach. A lot of the times you'll dig a hole to build a sandcastle or whatever it might be. And if it goes unfilled, critters that are trying to make their journey from their nests back into the ocean, like sea turtles, could end up falling in, and it would be extremely hard for them to escape. So just be mindful of the wildlife. Make sure to leave wildlife where you found it. If you see any beautiful conch shells on the beach that you'd love to take with you, just be super cautious that there's no one living inside of there because those conch shells are homes. Restaurants on Marco. There are a plethora of restaurants on Marco with a bunch of different diverse cuisine, and these are definitely some of our favorites. We have a little bit of a key down at the bottom to let you know which ones are open late, on the water, and which have live music. Listed in here, we have the Snook Inn, which has been closed for the past 9 months or so, and we are super excited for it to open back up here in July. The Snook Inn is a staple of the island. Definitely check it out. They have great music as well. Now we're getting into the beachfront condos a little bit, and this is super important for our wildlife as well, because during our sea turtle hatchling season, where our sea turtles are going from their nests back into the ocean, all of these beachfront condos need to have their lights off as well to not confuse the sea turtles, because the sea turtles like to go towards the moon. Any type of light, really. That's what they're looking for as their guide. So this kind of breaks down all of our beachfront condos and their rental policies, because this is often a question that gets asked when looking to purchase real estate. What's the rentability of the unit? So this is part one. We had to break it down because there's quite a few. And part two. Again, this is on our website, so if you do like this information and want to see it a little bit closer and peruse through it a little bit thorougher, I don't know if that's a word, but we're going to move. You can always go to our website, thewaldrenteam.com, and go over to the local info and look at the native guide there. Travel essentials. I know if you're like me, you're always going through your list of things you need before you go on a vacation or go on a trip. This is my list for you. Sunscreen is number one, and it's again at the bottom because we see a lot of people getting sunburnt down here. Our sun is extremely strong. Even on overcast days, you're still likely to get a little bit of color. So just make sure you have plenty of sunscreen. And another one that I definitely want to note on here is cash to tip entertainment. There's so many times where you're out and about and you hear people go, oh, I wish I had a little bit of cash with me to give these bands or artists or tour guides out on their shelling tours. It's just something to remember. We do take credit cards everywhere, don't get me wrong, but the music and entertainment down here truly is phenomenal. So it's always nice to show your appreciation. Finally, if you've stuck through this long and you're still listening to me talk, thank you so much. This is available on our website. We are the Waldren Team. We work at Remax Affinity Plus. We're available Monday through Friday in the office, located in the CBS Bells Plaza on the corner of Collier and Bald Eagle. So if you ever want to stop in and say hello, we have brochures and maps and all the things that you may need to make your Marco Island experience unforgettable. Give us a call for any real estate needs, and thanks again for listening to me talk.